Hello children, I hope that you all are doing great there at home. So this is your teacher McEnroe, and today I'm going to teach you the lesson named Reach for the Top of Class 9. Okay, so let me start with the introduction. So what I want you to do is just have your book placed right in front of you so that you will follow, as I will be reading out the paragraph and I will be providing you the explanation as well. So okay, here I go. The article is about Santos Yadav, the first woman in the world to climb Mount Everest twice. Her story is inspiring despite being born in skewed society which did not welcome the birth of a girl child, where girls were married off at 16. She made her own path, followed her desires, and achieved world fame. Okay, so I am moving towards the paragraph right now. I want you guys just to follow me. All right, okay, so this is the first paragraph of the book. The only woman in the world who has scaled Mount Everest twice was born in a society where the birth of a son was regarded as a blessing, and a daughter, though not considered a curse, was not generally welcome. When her mother was expecting Santos, a traveling holy man, giving her his blessing, assumed that she wanted a son. But to everyone's surprise, the unborn child's grandmother, who was standing close by, told him that they did not want a son. Okay, so it's just the continuation of the paragraph. The holy man was also surprised. Nevertheless, he gave the requested blessing, and as destiny would have it, the blessing seemed to work. Santos was born the sixth child in a family with 5 sons, a sister to 5 brothers. She was born in the small village of Jonia, was of Revari district in Haryana. Okay, this is the name of the place in Haryana. So now the explanation. When this article was written, Santos Yadav was the only woman in the world to have climbed the Mount Everest twice. She was born in such a society which was biased towards having a male child over a female child, although they did not consider the birth of a girl child to be unfortunate, but it was not celebrated either. Okay? When Santos was to be born, a saint, assuming that Santos' mother wanted a son, blessed her that she would beget a son. As she already had 5 sons, Santos' grandmother said to the saint that they did not want a son. The saint was amazed to hear this and blessed her alternatively. The blessing turned into a reality as Santos was born. She was the youngest child, a sister to 5 brothers. Santos was born in a village named Joniawas in Revari district of Haryana. Okay, that is the name of the place in Haryana, Revari district. Fine. So this is the next paragraph of the book. The girl was given the name Santos, which means contentment. The meaning of that is given in the bracket. It means satisfaction. Contentment, the meaning of that is satisfaction, and that is actually the meaning of Santos. Okay, but Santos was not always content with her place in a traditional way of life. She began living life on her own terms from the start. Where other girls wore traditional Indian dresses, Santos preferred shorts. Looking back, she says, now, from the very beginning, I was quite determined that if I chose a correct and a rational path, the others around me had to change, not me. So kids, here is the explanation for the paragraph. Although Santos' name means contentment, she was dissatisfied with the traditional way of life. From a young age, she started living life on her own terms. While other girls wore traditional Indian dresses like salwar kameez, she preferred wearing shorts. Santos recollects that from childhood, she was determined to live life according to what she felt was right for her. If she was right in her way, then others would have to change their way and not her. Santos' parents were affluent, and the meaning of that is well-to-do. They were land owners who could afford to send their children to the best schools, even to the country's capital, New Delhi, which was quite close by, but in line with, the meaning of in line with there, according to the prevailing custom in the family, Santos had to make to do with the local village school. So she decided to fight the system in her own quiet way when the right moment arrived. And the right moment came when she turned 16. At 16, most of the girls in her village used to get married. Santos was also under pressure from her parents to do the same. Now the explanation. Santos' parents owned land and were wealthy. They could even afford the money to send their children to study in schools in Delhi, which was near their village. Still, due to the prevailing customs, they decided to send Santos to a school in the village. Santos decided that she had to take her own path when the right time came. At the age of 16, as most of the girls in her village were married off, she was also pressurized by her parents. Okay, the next paragraph. A marriage is early as that was the last thing. The meaning of the last thing over there in that particular sentence is actually the least important thing on her mind. She threatened her parents that she would never marry if she did not get a proper education. She left home and got herself enrolled in a school in Delhi. When her parents refused to pay for her education, she politely informed them of her plans to earn money by working part-time to pay her school fees. Her parents then agreed to pay for her education. For her, getting married was nowhere in the list. Okay, this is the explanation now. She wanted to get proper education before getting married. Santos left home and got admission in school in Delhi. Her parents refused to fund her studies and she gently replied that she would herself fund her studies by working part-time. Upon seeing her determination, the parents softened their stand and agreed to pay for her education. Okay. Santos was really a powerful girl. So, that was her destiny. That she had to do something, she had to work hard. So now the next paragraph. Wishing always to study a bit more and with her father slowly getting used to her urge. U-R-G-E, urge, and the meaning of that is strong desire for more education. Santos passed the high school examinations and went to Jaipur. She joined Maharani College and got a room in Kasturba Hostel. Santos remembers Kasturba Hostel faced the Aravali Hills. I used to watch villagers from my room going up the hill and suddenly vanishing after a while. One day I decided to check it out myself. I found nobody except a few mountaineers. I asked if I could join them. To my pleasant surprise, they answered in the affirmative and motivated me to take to climbing. So this was actually the beginning of the ambition, her ambition. And what was that? To climb the Mount Everest. Okay, now the explanation. Santos wanted to be highly qualified and her father accepted her wish. After passing high school, she joined to Maharani College at Jaipur and stayed at the Kasturba Hostel. The Aravali Hills were near the hostel. Often she saw villagers climbing the hills and disappearing behind it. She was curious to know what was beyond the hills, and one day she decided to find out. Santos found a few mountaineers who allowed her to join them in their mountaineering expedition. The next paragraph. Then there was no looking back for this determined young girl. She saved money and enrolled in a course at Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. My college semester in Jaipur was to end in April, but it ended on the 19th of May. And I was supposed to be in Uttarkashi on the 21st. So I did not go back home. Instead, I headed straight for the training. I had to write a letter of apology to my father without whose permission I had got myself enrolled at Uttarkashi. Okay, the explanation. Since then, Santos progressed gradually to become an accomplished mountaineer. She saved money to get enrolled in a mountaineering course at the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering at Uttarkashi. As her college semesters got delayed and she did not have time to visit home before reporting at the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, she went directly to the institute and wrote a letter of apology to her father because she had enrolled for the course without his permission. Now the next paragraph. Thereafter, Santos went on an expedition every year. Her climbing skills matured. The meaning of matured is over there. What it is? Develop. Okay. Her climbing skills matured rapidly. Also, she developed a remarkable resistance. The meaning of remarkable resistance, actually the meaning of resistance is the ability not to be affected by something, to cold and the altitude. Equipped with, the meaning of that is given over there, supplied with an iron will, physical endurance, the meaning of endurance is strength, and an amazing mental toughness, she proved herself repeatedly. The culmination of her hard work and sincerity came in 1992, just 4 years after she had shyly asked the Aravalli mountaineers if she could join them. At barely 20 years of age, Santos Yadav scaled, the meaning of that is climbed, Mount Everest, becoming the youngest woman in the world to achieve the feat. The meaning of feat is accomplishment. Okay, the next paragraph. Actually, this is the continuation of the previous one. If her climbing skills, physical fitness, and mental strength impressed her seniors, her concern for others and desire to work together with them found her a special place in the hearts of fellow climbers. During the 1992 Everest mission, Santos Yadav provided special care to a climber who lay dying at the South Pole. She was unfortunately unsuccessful in saving him. However, she managed to save another climber, Mohan Singh, who would have met with the same fate. The meaning of fate is destiny, had she not shared her oxygen with him. Okay, now the explanation. Santos went on an expedition every year and improved her skills gradually. She developed immunity to cold weather and heights. Santos had the qualities of physical strength, mental strength, and strong willpower. In 1992, 4 years after her first casual climb on the Aravalli Hills, she climbed Mount Everest. She was 20 years of age that time, and Santos became the youngest woman in the world to climb the peak. Her seniors were impressed by her qualities of physical strength, mental strength, and strong willpower. Her companions on expedition found her to be concerned for others and willing to work as a team. During the 1992 expedition to Everest, she tried to save a fellow climber but was unsuccessful. She was successful in saving another fellow climber, Mohan Singh, who fell short of oxygen by sharing her oxygen with him. Now the next paragraph. Within 12 months, Santos found herself a member of an Indo-Nepalese women's expedition that invited her to join them. She then scaled the Everest a second time. So that was actually the second time that she was climbing and scaling the Mount Everest. Okay, the continuation of the paragraph. Thus setting a record as the only woman to have scaled the Everest twice, and securing for herself and India a unique place in the annals. The meaning of annals is historic records of mountaineering. In recognition of her achievements, the Indian government bestowed, the meaning of bestowed is honor her with, upon her one of the Indian's top honors, the Padma Shri. That is one of the top honors given to those who achieve something for the country. Within the next year, this is the explanation now for that particular paragraph. Within the next year, she had joined a group of Indo-Nepalese mountaineer women. Then she climbed the peak the second time, becoming the only woman to have climbed the Everest twice. Santos made India proud by getting her name recorded in the history records of mountaineering. The Indian government honored her achievement by giving her the Padma Shri award. Okay, the next paragraph. Describing her feelings when she was literally on top of the world, Santos has said, "It took some time for the enormity of the moment." The meaning of enormity of the moment is a very great moment, and that is one of the idiomatic words over there, a phrasal words I would say. To sink in, then I unfurled the Indian tricolor and held it aloft. The meaning of that is held it up high. That is again one of the phrasal words. On the roof of the world. The next paragraph, the feeling is indescribable. The Indian flag was flying on top of the world. It was truly a spiritual moment. I felt proud as an Indian, also a fervent. The meaning of that is having strong and sincere feelings. Environmentalist Santos collected and brought down 500 kilograms of garbage from the Himalayas. Santos recollects her feelings when she was literally at the top of the world. She took time to realize that she had achieved something big. She hoisted the Indian flag atop Mount Everest on the highest point of the world. Yes, Mount Everest is the highest peak on the earth. She cannot put the great feeling into words, definitely. She felt proud to be an Indian as she believes in preserving the environment. She did not bid by bringing down 500 kilograms of garbage from the Himalayas. Okay? So, kids, that was a beautiful story and a beautiful achievement of Santosh Yadav, who conquered the Mount Everest twice. And that is really a great achievement. So that's why she is deserved to be honored with the Padma Shri. Okay? She is the pride of the country, India. So now, kids, I just want you to write down the answer for the question which I will be giving to you. And if not, I know it's difficult for you to write them down. So you are having a mobile phone, just take that out and just take the snapshot of that one which is there on the screen. Okay? The first question, why was the holy man who gave Santo's mother his blessing surprised? The answer is given over there. Just have a look and take out your mobile phone and just take the snapshot. The answer is that the holy man who blessed Santo's mother was surprised because Santo's grandmother said that they did not want a son as he already had 5 sons. They only wanted to be blessed with a gifted child. The holy man was surprised because every mother wanted to give birth to a son, contrary to Santo's mother. Okay, that is the answer to the first question. Okay, moving to the next one. I hope that you have taken the snapshot of the previous one. This is the second question. Give an example to show that even as a young girl, Santosh was not ready to accept anything unreasonable. The answer is over there. Santosh was not always content with her place in a traditional way of life. She began living life on her own terms from the start. Where other girls wore traditional Indian dresses, Santosh preferred shorts. Such a bold girl she was. Why was Santosh sent to the local school? Although her parents were wealthy and could send her to a good school in the city of Delhi, they sent her to the village school because they followed the traditions. Next question. When did she leave home for Delhi and why? Answer to that is, at the age of 16, Santosh left for Delhi and got admission in a school there. She wanted to get good education before getting married, although her parents did not support her. Initially, that heeded to her determination and accepted her decision. Okay? Now, moving on to the next question. Why did Santosh's parents agree to pay for schooling in Delhi? What mental qualities of Santosh are brought into light by this incident? Answer. Initially, Santosh's parents refused to support her financially. She accepted this and decided to work part-time to pay her school fee. Then her parents softened and consented to support her. This shows she was determined and did what she thought was right and that others had to change their path accordingly. So that's it, kids. That was the end of those answers and as well as the beautiful lesson which I have narrated and provided you with the explanation over there. And what is the message behind that? That every girl are precious. Okay? You just have to keep that in your mind, that no one is above anyone. If it is a girl or a boy, okay? Here, this girl, Santosh Yadav, has proved it by climbing and conquer the highest peak of the world, that I would say the planet Earth, okay? And just imagine that how she did it. She worked hard, and even though, I mean, like there were many, difficulties, obstacles in her life, but then still she just went on ahead, and now she has proved it that girls are no way behind than the boys. They could do anything if they really wish to do. So that's it, kids. This was the end of that beautiful story. Okay, I hope to see you next time with a new lesson. #stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.